This is the most expensive hotel suite in the world. It goes for $82,000 per night. It's called the Royal Penthouse, and it unfolds on the entire top floor of the Hotel President Wilson in Geneva. The 18,000 square feet mega suite can accommodate 24 guests. Celine Dion and Rihanna have both stayed here. There are 12 bathrooms, 2 enormous dining rooms, a private gym, personal butler, a complimentary Rolls-Royce, and chauffeur. Wealthy guests also enjoy bulletproof windows and panic buttons connected to hidden steel doors that can instantly turn this entire suite into an impenetrable vault.
This belongs to a company called Quinn Street, which is based in Foster City, California. It was sold in 2009 for $16 million. Here you can get quotes on insurance, but you can also find an array of articles addressing issues related to health insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, home insurance, etc.
Another of Giacometti's bronze figures sits proudly atop the list of most expensive sculptures ever. Created in 1947, L'Homme au Doigt, or Pointing Man, is one of 6 casts of the same work by the artist. The particular cast in question has been in the private collection of American real estate developer Sheldon Solow for 45 years before he made the decision to sell it, and in May 2015 it was sold at Christie's, New York, to another private collector for the astronomical price of $142.8 million. Easily making it the most expensive sculpture ever, a rare masterpiece indeed, and arguably Giacometti's greatest achievement.
We've seen some opulent yachts, but the 100-foot History Supreme takes the golden-crusted cake. Stuart Hughes, a British purveyor of luxury gadgets, took a break from his role as an iPad alchemist to create the $4.8 billion super yacht, covered in platinum and gold from bow to stern. Purchased by an anonymous Malaysian businessman, History Supreme is the most expensive yacht ever sold. The Daily Mail reports that the impressive vessel took 3 years to complete and used over a staggering 220,462 pounds of precious metals. The exorbitant price tag is also the result of the lavish master bedroom, adorned in platinum, with a wall feature that is made from meteoric stone and a genuine T-Rex dinosaur bone.
The most expensive feather in the world cost over $8,000, or 3,800 British pounds, and it belongs to the extinct huia bird. Once native to New Zealand, these birds found their population rapidly declining after excessive hunting, deforestation, and predatory mammals that had been brought over to the country during the late 19th century. These birds have been officially extinct since 1907, though there were reports of sightings until the 1960s. In 2010, a single feather from the huia bird went on auction.
Forget about owning an apartment. Even the parking spaces in Manhattan are beyond the reach of most people. The most expensive parking spaces in New York City are set to be put up for sale at the cost of $1 million each. 10 spaces in the private Manhattan garage will be reserved for whomever can come up with the money, which is 6 times more than the average cost of a single-family home in the United States. One of the parking spaces measures about 23 feet by 12 feet with a 15-foot ceiling, which allows for a lift to be installed to store 2 cars in the garage. It comes with its own deed and sales contract, and the buyer also has to cover maintenance fees. The garage is attached to 10 high-end luxury condos, and parking spots are being offered to people who buy the multi-million-dollar condos.
This bad boy was made entirely from crystal and made its grandiose introduction during the opening ceremony of the 2008 Beijing Olympics. This is the only public performance that has been seen on this piano, albeit to a global audience of 1 billion people. There are other crystal pianos out there, but this particular one takes the prize for the most expensive piano in the world. It was purchased by an anonymous bidder for a record-shattering $3.2 million.
If we start to analyze the main function of a clock, many will still say that it's the ability to tell time. However, in the design of this artifact, you can hardly distinguish the hands. As you know, the Swiss company Chopard specializes in the manufacture of jewelry and watches, and when producing this artifact, they decided to mix both, offering this impressive watch, which at the time was considered the most expensive in the world. Its structure has more than 800 diamonds, not to mention the larger heart-shaped ones that surround the hands that in total add more than 200 carats of pure brilliance. Unlike all the models already mentioned, these diamonds don't form a specific pattern, but with a price of $25 million, their buyers seem not to care.
In the inner city of Mumbai, India, not far from the poverty-stricken slums, on the renowned Altamont Road, stands Antilia, the most expensive home ever created. This home ascends 27 stories, stretching 568 feet high, granting the massive structure with prime views of the Arabian Sea. In technical terms, the home is the second most expensive residential property in the world, considering Buckingham Palace is worth around $5 billion US. However, Buckingham Palace is considered a crown property, whereas Antilia is a private residence. And the most expensive private residential property at that, with some pricing estimates as high as $2 billion.
The 1963 model Ferrari GTO was the most expensive car sold to date with $70 million. Only 36 vehicles were produced from the vehicle in question. Earlier, the highest known figure was realized again in the 1963 Ferrari GTO sale with $52 million in 2013. Ferrari expert Marcel Massini, one of the world's leading collectors, claimed that the 1963 Ferrari GTO was sold to the German collector David McNeil for $70 million. This figure is the highest price ever paid for an automobile.